Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the No Notes podcast. H double here with Maddie B. Say what's up. And we
What's up?
are on episode 17. We are honored to have our second guest on the podcast, Drew Kaelin. He is a swimmer for incoming freshman, I guess freshman now at Minnesota. And I know Drew when he was really young. So it's good to be able to talk to you. You've grown up so much.
Yeah,
Drew,
I'm
thank you for coming
happy to
on.
be here. Thank
Yeah.
you. Happy to be here.
We're gonna talk a little bit, about just, since I knew you when you were, 7, 8, 9, I knew you when
Yeah.
you were really young. So I've got a
Uh-huh.
surprise for you later on in the podcast that I'll send to you that I think you'll enjoy. But I think you know where I'm going with that. But
Hmm.
yeah, so we'll jump right into it. But first, before how's the life been? How's college? How's it been?
It's been awesome so far. I've been here for about 3 weeks now. Minnesota starts really late. We didn't start till after Labor Day, school wise.
Mhm.
But the 3 weeks I've been here, it's been awesome. My roommate Tommy, he's not here right now, but he's a great guy. He's also on the swim team. We've been
Mhm.
getting along well.
Yeah,
Everything's
that's
going
good.
great, swimming wise and school wise. Love the
Yeah,
city.
it's important to have a good roommate in your dorm, definitely. That makes
Yeah.
college way better, I will say. Yeah, so I want to ask you first, and then we'll kind of alternate questions. Matt will ask one after, but
Mhm.
whenever you were in town and you remember when you'd swim at Drury?
Yep.
Yeah,
Spa.
so we took you to that a few times,
Uh-huh.
and I mean I never watched you. I wasn't interested, but I want to
Yeah.
know because like for me, from what I remember, I didn't know if you actually like really liked swimming or if it was just something your mom kind of or your parents made you do to like keep you in shape, give you something to do. And so I just kind of want to know, when did you kind of realize that you want to take swimming to the next level, I guess you could say? When did it like really, when that passion really come? Because I couldn't see it in you back then. So maybe it was then, I don't know. So I just want to hear from you about that.
Yeah, when you're younger, it's always like sports in general is just kind of something fun you do with friends.
Mm-hmm.
So, kind of at that time when I was younger doing it, it was like I had a lot of friends at the time at my club. And so it just became like after school, let's go hang out with the guys and
Yeah.
swim and get good. Uh, but I feel like I started realizing I wanted to take it to the next level was probably once I got into high school because like that's when things get really competitive because you're competing for like your school. It's not just, recreational, like you're kind of racing against your friends. It's like you have a purpose and you want to try to win a state championship. So that really pushed me to be a lot faster and better. And then from that, that kind of put me in the realm of college coaches is becoming interested in me. And that's kind of what I wanted to do. And I
Yeah.
love the sport. I've loved it for a while. I played like almost every other sport, but nothing compared to swimming, in my opinion. So
Yeah.
I'm just glad it turned out that way.
Yeah, I was gonna comment. I think because once, I heard you went to Minnesota from my mom because she actually contacted
Mhm.
your mom a couple months ago, and so I figured out through there. And so when I was looking you up a little more, especially before the podcast, you guys won a state title, right? Or did you win multiple?
Yeah, we won my first 3 years, and then we lost
Wow,
my last year. Yeah,
man, 3 state titles. That's coaches love a winning, winning guys,
yeah.
and so I'm sure
Uh-huh.
that was help.
What event was that, or is it overall state title, Drew?
My overall, my team won the three, and then I won a state title in a 200 freestyle relay. Individually, I won a state title.
Yeah, that's
So
awesome.
you're a sprinter then?
Yeah, and breaststroke.
Okay, sick. And I guess getting on that, since we're talking about your strokes and what you're good at, Charles and I wanted to know how that recruitment process went for you, like kind of what schools were top of your list, and just kind of how that was. I mean, obviously, like D1 is a little different than most, so we just want to know like what made you decide Minnesota, and what were the schools that you kind of narrowed down to before
Yeah,
Minnesota?
yeah. Stroke wise, I guess so. In swimming, it's all about your times. Like in football and things, there's a bunch of other aspects like speed, what
Mm-hmm.
position and then stuff like that. But swimming, it's just time.
Mm-hmm.
So for
Mm-hmm.
me, it was, every year it would be slowly getting those times down. And I really didn't get my times down to like a level where I could come to a school like Minnesota or in a high level D1 school until beginning of senior year. So that recruiting process for me was really fast. I was talking to some other schools like my junior year prior to that, but I had a really fast meet up in Kansas City, actually, where I dropped a bunch of time. And right after that meet, I had a bunch of college coaches contact me. I see Arizona State flag behind your head, including them. But so that it was kind of sped up for me. In Minnesota has always been a dream school for me. Both my parents went here. I was originally born here. So it's kind of a school I always wanted to go to. So when I got in contact with them, I kind of knew this is going to be my top choice. But I also talked to other schools like Arizona State, St. Louis University. And St. Louis was a top choice for me. Seton Hall in New Jersey. Those are kind of like my top four, but Minnesota was, I knew I wanted to come here. I've been on campus a lot as well. So I knew a lot about the school, and I just knew this is the place for me.
Well, yes. I like how you're wearing red and yellow. It's the wrong color. You like ASU better, but I'm glad you chose Minnesota. That's awesome. I know for me, the reason why I wanted to come to the school I'm at BYU was because my mom and dad went here, and so I can totally understand your decision for that. And obviously, you have to like coaches and stuff too. So that's a really awesome story, and thanks for sharing that with us. That's awesome.
Yeah, I remember now that your parents went to Minnesota. That when you talked about that, I was like, oh yeah, they did go there. I remember that. Yes. So now you're in college, and we asked this to our first guest too. I asked this exact same question because when you're a kid, like when you look up to like college athletes, you're like, holy cow, especially when they're on TV, all that stuff. It just seems so, like, wow, that's a dream. But now you're living in that dream essentially. So does it feel different for you? Like, does it feel like how does it make you feel that you're a college athlete? Does that make you feel like, holy crap, I did it? Or are you like, it still just feels normal? Like, how's that translated for you?
Yeah, at first, like being in high school and then committing early, it kind of feels surreal. I can't remember what they call it. It's like commitment high or something. It's like I don't know, some sort of thing. And like you feel like you've made it and that all your dreams have been accomplished, like from high school, because it's like the main goal is to get to the next level. But actually being here, it's awesome for sure. But you kind of just want to get here and grind. Now that it's kind of worn off, you're like, all right, like this is my life. Now I have to make it to the next level, which is competing for NCAA titles and working for the team. But it's definitely an awesome experience no matter what. But like as it feeling surreal, it really doesn't feel that way anymore. It's just kind of how it is.
You got over that high,
Yeah.
That high feel pretty good though.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And so I just want to add on, how do you have a major declared yet, or are you undeclared?
Biology is one thing.
Biology. Do you I mean, this is early, but do you think you maybe want to pursue swimming at the next even higher level than NCAA championships, aka professional, or is maybe like biology kind of more of an interest than swimming? Are you not sure yet? I'm just curious to see what's up though. I'm sure my mom.
I mean, for sure. I mean, even if for pro swimming, there's not a lot of like, it's not like pro football where you do it and like that's your job. It's kind of like we have a pro swimmer on our team right now who swims with the club and is also, doing school and pursuing his degree. So if it came down to that, I would probably stay in school and continue that as well as swim, just kind of like as I am now, just kind of a student athlete.
Mm-hmm.
But that's in the future. So we'll see.
A couple of years,
Yep.
So here's a question for you. This might be a little fun one. But so my brother's a swimmer and my sister swam, but I always make fun of my brother because he wears the banana hammocks, the Speedos. What was your like? I was like, I know for me, you wear jammers and you go Speedo and stuff. For you, are you a jammer person? Are you the banana hammock guy? And if so, what's the difference between the two? Because like I know a lot of people do different things. So like, can you just tell us like what you prefer and kind of give us a little bit of rundown of kind of the gear aspect, because most of us don't really have swimmers in our life, and so we see that we're like, what the heck, like why they do that. So if you just want to talk about that, that'd be like awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of funny. Non-swimmers, when they see us wearing those banana hammocks, technically it's called a Speedo. That's what
Yeah, the
all swimmers
speedos.
call.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just be funny to him. I kind of make fun of him a little bit, but
Yeah, we get that a lot. But really, as a kid, everyone wears the jammers because that's just kind of what it is. But as you get older, you move into the Speedos. In high school, if someone was still wearing a jammer, people would kind of like poke fun at them because it's kind of like a symbol. It's like once you get to high school, you gotta start wearing the Speedos. I don't know. It's just kind of a fun thing to do. I don't know. I honestly, I don't know why, because jammers are just as good. I guess it's just more freeing to wear a banana hammock. It's more fun, but gear wise, at like high level meets that like we'll rest for and stuff like that, we wear jammers as our tech suits, which are like
sick.
the fast suits that you wear. So I don't know, really. It's just kind of how it is. More fabric too with the race suits, because those are super high technology. The water just runs right off of it. So the more fabric you can get in a race suit, the better. So that's why you wear the jammers as race suits, and then the Speedos as practice suits.
Gotcha. And so do you wear fast skins then, or is that more like the girls, or like I have no, like my brother just has like so many pairs of jammers and whatever. I'm like, bro, I don't know what the heck you have,
Yeah.
So like, are they fast skins? Is that what they are? The jammers, or?
Yeah, they're like fast jammers. For guys, you could only wear jammers. It's illegal to wear like a full body suit, but for girls, they could wear like a full body type thing.
Yeah, the fast skin. Okay.
Yeah, the fast skin.
That's
okay,
what like
awesome.
You and I wore at the triathlon, almost like a full body thing. Remember, Matt?
Yeah.
Those
are like kind of like the wetsuits, but it's like that, just only girls can wear them. And
I remember having to put the swim cap on at the triathlon, and it was like I could barely get it over my head, and it hurt so bad. My hair
if you're
was
not
pulling.
used to it, it's tough.
Yeah, that was which we talked about this very briefly when you joined, but I'm wearing the triathlon shirt. And this is actually how I reconnected with Drew a couple years ago, because he was there. You, your dad, and Donovan were there. And so, that's how I actually have your number. And I remember when I texted you about this. Oh yeah,
hey,
look at that.
There it is. Republic.
I would have got mine right there. But
there we go.
I don't think I got mine. I didn't bring mine here.
You probably have two. You have so many medals.
Yeah.
Whenever I texted you, I was like, I don't even know if this is his number still. But I'm just gonna go ahead and shoot the shot. You never know what happens.
For sure.
Yeah. The next question I want to ask you. This is from my mom actually, and she says hi. Hopes you're doing well. Yeah.
I think I think it might have been my mom said she talked to her not too long ago. Probably a few months ago.
Yeah, I think it was right around Mother's Day. I remember she told me that. And so, my mom. I asked her if she had any questions for you, because she knew I told her that we were going to interview you, and she actually asked a pretty good one in my opinion. She said, given that sports are just about as mental as they are physical, what do you do to keep yourself in the best headspace possible?
All right. For swimming, especially because, if you psych yourself out before a race, you almost lose before you even get in the water, which is something that I actually not struggled with, but something that I worked on a lot over my high school career, because there are a few times where, you'd rest, you have a whole season of work, and then you'd rest and taper for a meet. And for me, I just wouldn't swim well in my one race. And I think a lot of that was just because, I worried too much. It's like, oh, the pressure of, well, I only have one opportunity to do this after a whole year's of work, like get to you. So that's something a lot of swimmers do. For me, it's having a good pre-race routine. So doing the same thing over and over, like no matter what, and you go fast. So that way at the meet, it's like you do your pre-race routine, and it's like, oh, it's just like, practice. It's just like how you practice every single week. That, and just like, I guess kind of grounding yourself, for me at least, is what I do. Just being like, I'm here to have fun. If I swim bad, it doesn't matter. I have another opportunity. Obviously I want to, but just trying to calm yourself down. That way, your heart doesn't start pounding and you lose all your energy before it even starts. So just kind of making sure you're calm, trusting your
Yeah.
training, reminding yourself that you had a good year, and then just being ready to race. Like that.
You got any good pre-race music that you kind of, put on? Are you into that, or?
I'm not a music guy. I'm more just kind of like a certain like stretch, slap a few muscles,
Okay.
deep
All right. I see.
breaths, stretching.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. And she also asked another question because Matt, I think, is traveling or is doing something. So he's a little busy. But she asked also, how much do you miss your family? Because this is the first time really you're away from them, and you will be for a while.
yeah, I miss them a lot. I try to call my mom every day, talk to my
Yeah.
brothers, my dad, everyone a lot. But it's definitely tough. It's not like awful, especially because with swimming, I've been busy. So a lot of
Yeah.
like being preoccupied with school, work, and everything
Mhm.
like that is nice. But um, it's definitely, tough. I miss them a lot, but uh, they're always supporting me. I'm always talking to
Yeah.
them. So it's
Yeah.
kind of made it a lot easier. And they plan on coming up a few times this year and seeing me. So
Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
yeah.
that'll be good. So you want to ask a question on Matt? You good?
Yeah, can you guys hear me still?
Yeah, kinda.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so my question is for you, Drew, is how did you choose the strokes that you're in? So why did you choose to be a sprinter with freestyle, and how did you choose breaststroke? Obviously you're good at both of them, but did it just come naturally? Did you just want to focus on it? Run us through that process of how you got there.
Yeah. So mainly breaststroke. That's like my number one. So for that, as a kid, we swam a lot down in Springfield. Charles, like Highland Springs.
Yep, I remember
Down
that.
there. We were members there, so we'd always go there over the summers. And breaststroke is a unique stroke because it's the only stroke that uses the frog kick, I guess what you call it, with like your legs out wide. And as a kid, I remember like just swimming and playing around in the pool and doing that a lot. So I don't know if like that kind of just made me good at it. And then when I started swimming competitively, like it was just my best stroke by far.
Yeah.
It was just way better than all my other strokes. So I kind of stuck with it, and it just progressed, and it still is my best stroke. And just because it is unique and I like it, it's fun. I like it better swimming wise than all the other strokes. I'm not just good at it. And then for sprinting, that's kind of something that going into high school, I was really, really bad at. It was my worst stroke by far. But I think going into my junior year, after my sophomore year of high school, my high school needed sprinters because we kind of lost a few guys, and we wanted to maintain our sprint group because it's like a crucial part of the state meet with relays and such. So I started training it a lot, and I ended up dropping a lot of time and became really good at it. Thanks to my high school coach, who's a great coach. And it just kind of became my second thing, I guess.
Yeah. And, speaking of when you were, young and swimming at Highland Springs, the spa, et cetera, I want you to check the Zoom chat. I'm pretty sure. I just sent something. I want you to look at that. And you can look at it too, Matt.
Is that what that was when I was on crutches with my ankle?
Yeah, I remember that. I think that was
that's when I was getting all that with all my ankle surgeries and stuff.
Yeah, you had some infection or something. I thought you remember.
Yeah, like Kohler's disease with like the extra bone and whatnot.
Yeah.
In there.
So this was literally over 10 years ago, because this was on August 20th, 2011. So that's you 10 years ago, and this is you 10 years later. What's to just go off that a little bit, what's some advice you'd give yourself if you could go back in time to that, right there, to this kid right here? What would you tell yourself that, what's a good advice you'd give yourself? And this could also just be for, people who are your age now, especially, and, it could be swimming, life, whatever you want to say.
Yeah. It's a tough question.
Yeah, I put it on you, man.
Some advice. I don't know, just stay strong, I guess. There's a lot of adversity and things that I faced in my life, at least, moving away from Springfield, where we're obviously where we're from and where we grew up.
Mhm.
to Nebraska after my parents divorced. That was tough for me.
Right.
Yeah, and just staying strong. Obviously it worked for me, but at the time there were times where it was hard, it was tough, and I wanted to give up, but I didn't, which was good. What else? I don't know. It's a tough question.
Hey, that's a good
Always
answer.
stick with it, I guess.
Yeah, that's a good answer. I like that answer a lot. Yeah, I'm
I
looking
have
at
oh, you go for it. Go
I'm
for
just
it.
looking at the picture, and your eyes were so big in that pose.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what's going on there.
It wasn't a good angle, I guess.
Must have
Yeah.
had some coffee or something. I don't know.
All right, what do you want to ask, Matt? What were
Yeah,
you
so
gonna say?
Drew, so outside of like, obviously the swimming pool that your parents, went to Minnesota and all that stuff, what is your favorite part of either the Minnesota campus or like the campus lifestyle, like right now? Like, what is your favorite part? And you can't say swimming because we know that's obviously the favorite part. So give us something else.
Just generally in campus, the campus here is awesome. So obviously it's in Minneapolis, the Twin Cities, but it's kind of separate from that. It's not in the city itself. It's kind of its own little area, which is nice.
Mhm.
Because you don't have to worry about the hustle and bustle of the city, but you can also go into the city and have fun and look around, go shopping and whatnot. And the campus is beautiful too. Like just this weekend, we went out to this kind of like common area field in the middle of the campus and played some football. It's just so much fun to go out and do that. And there's sand volleyball courts for when it's nice and not snowing. But
Yeah.
we got to enjoy those while we can for the next
Yeah.
month or so. But yeah, just I love and being able to walk to class too. I don't have a car up here, so I've been walking everywhere. Everything's within walking distance, and it's super fun.
Yeah, that's not walking on campus is always really nice. We don't have to drive
Yeah.
around when it's like a huge campus, or you have to take like the buses, because some
I'll have
campuses
to
are
do
like
that
that.
once it
Yeah.
starts getting cold. But
Yeah,
for
you might.
now,
Yeah, enjoy the weather.
yeah.
Yeah, so I want to go ahead, and this is a little segment that I want to start doing with the guests we have on. And this is going to be guess your stats. So this is, I'm assuming it's from high school. I got this from swimcloud.com. So
Okay.
you can't, fact check me too much, but these are I'm going to pick like three of I guess this is like all the events you've done from your swimming time, and it's your best time. So I want to see how well you know your best times. No cheating, by the way. Looks like you're trying to look it up.
No.
All right. Is Y okay? So Y means yards, right?
Yeah, it's all.
Yeah, on there.
What does L mean?
L is long course.
Long course, which is meters.
See, my swimming background's not as good. All right, we'll do your 200 long course free. What do you think your best time was?
Ooh, I don't know what it would be in Swim Cloud.
I'll give you a hint. It updated this on June 23rd, 2018. That's your one hint.
Oh, that's old.
Yeah, I want to give you an old one to start.
All right.
See what you got.
I went like 148 last year, and my freestyle's come a long way, so I'm gonna go with like 152.
This says 215.
215. Oh no.
I don't know, man. I don't know what happened there.
Oh wow, that's old time.
That's all Swim Cloud saying. I'll give you one that's a little more updated. This is from this year.
All right.
So your 50 long course breast.
From this year?
Yep, it's from 2021.
29. Oh wait, it would be in the hundreds, so 30.1.
30.5. I'll give you that. That's close enough,
Yeah, that's pretty close.
That's pretty close. I'll give you that. All right, I'll give you Matt. You pick one, and I'll see if it's on here, and it'll be the last one.
We'll do long course 100 free.
All right, found it.
Okay.
On there?
Yep.
What year is that one from?
2018 again.
Oh no, so it's gonna be bad.
Yeah, we're
Oh,
exposing you, man. But you're already in college. It's
yo,
all good.
It's okay. You can give us you can give us your guess for 2018, and then when Charles says it, then give us your actual PR that you know of.
all right. I'm gonna go with like 108 from 2018.
You were giving yourself a little too much. You're hitting yourself a little too hard. It's 101 actually.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, you were after the first one. You're like, man, I probably did really bad.
Yeah, that first one was something else. I don't remember going.
You might have to contact SwimCloud and go look at that again.
Yeah,
And now,
then
what is your PR?
I didn't swim it this summer or last summer because of COVID, but I bet I could probably go like 53, 54 range now. Let's say.
There we go. Improvement. That's what we like to see.
Matt, what do you think you could go?
Oh, definitely good 2 minutes.
I mean, we weren't that bad at the triathlon. We were like,
No, we weren't
we were
that
top,
bad,
we were
but
top 30. I was surprised.
Yeah.
I'm nowhere close. Nowhere
I-
close to that.
I
Nowhere
remember
close.
when you were swimming, Drew, because you were at the beginning of that and you were just like zooming across like a shark. And you finished in like,
Yeah.
I remember looking at the times, you finished in like 320 or something. And Matt and I were like 5'10. I thought I did good.
I was like
Yeah.
5. I think I was like 502, and I was like, bro, I'm
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah, we were
Actually, I won a best time in that this year again, and I broke the record as well. So it's
for the swim.
a good time. Yeah, for the swim.
Wow. What'd you get
And
overall? You broke it overall?
No. I I
Oh.
broke the swim record, and then I just won a best time like overall for myself by like
yeah.
I think a minute, which is over 2 years ago, and I saw you
Yeah,
there.
it's always the run that always slows you down.
Yeah, the run is tough.
After
I'm
that
more of
bike.
a water guy.
Yeah, after that
Yeah.
bike. All right, Matt, you want to ask one more question before you go?
Yeah, ask one more question before I go. Let's see.
I got
What
a
is
good one you could.
question.
I got a
know.
good one you
What
could
is-
ask.
Let's see. It's okay.
I-
You say that one.
Well, I asked it to
Let's
Ella, so you could ask
Oh,
it to. You remember
That's
that one?
okay. I do, but I got one for Drew. Okay.
Okay.
So when it comes to college and swimming for the swim team, what is the main difference between swimming for SPA, your club team, and then swimming for Minnesota, the college team?
The biggest difference between club and college, I mean, I guess there's a lot, but the biggest, because obviously it's kind of the same, you're just going, you're swimming, you're doing, your thing, but
Yeah.
just level of the difficulty and just the heightened level of focus you need to have at practice is a lot higher because obviously it's like 2 hours both ways. Club, you'll have a 2-hour practice, college, you'll have a 2-hour practice, but the amount of yards and the amount of fast yards that you have to do in college is a lot harder and a lot different. And that's just the biggest difference. It just the level of competition and practice just increases.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, thanks, Drew, for letting me talk with you guys. Keep up with the good interview.
Yeah, it's nice talking to you.
Yeah.
And hey, well, hopefully maybe later on we can have you during the season and you can tell us kind of what's going up. But I appreciate the convo.
Yeah.
Keep doing
Yeah,
well,
Matt,
dude.
good luck with your hockey announcement.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, good luck.
Well, and as as Minnesota guys say, right, you got to row the boat. So let's row the boat.
Yeah, there you go. All right, see you, man.
All right, see you guys.
All right, Drew, I will ask you one more question and then we'll head off. And so, you and I go back a long way, and we were both young. I wasn't even in high school yet, when I was babysitting you guys with my mom,
a long time ago.
my sister. So, a long time ago, but what is the most prominent memory you have from that time when I was with you guys? Would you say? What's the number one memory that you think pops in your head, or if you have a couple?
There's a few that pop in my head because we were in Rivercut at the time.
Yep.
Right.
That house was so much fun. That trampoline.
Yeah, that's the one I was gonna say. Like hanging out on the trampoline in the backyard. Like we played games in the backyard, especially trampoline. I remember that. I remember it blew away in a tornado too. I don't know.
Oh, really?
I don't know if you remember that?
I don't
Yeah.
Very briefly,
That was around the same time.
Very
I don't know.
briefly.
It just ended up in a tree somewhere. And then I also remember, I don't know if you were there, but it was just, there were a few times when we were with your mom and we'd be driving by this field and there was some sort of like berries like around and she liked to, like we'd stop and we'd pick berries somewhere. I can't remember.
I think I remember that. I think I remember you guys doing that. I don't know if I came with you.
Yeah.
I think I might have on one of them.
I don't remember where it was or exactly what type of berries. I just remember like that's just something I remember
Yeah.
doing. I just thought it was kind of fun, like pick berries.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, it's fun to do. Do you remember that pool we would swim at that was in someone's private backyard and there was woods around it? It was like kind of a smaller
Yeah.
pool. Yeah.
Where was that? That was kind of. Do you remember where my dad's office is, James
Yep.
River?
It was
It was like that neighborhood back. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually went to that pool a couple months ago. That's the first time I've probably been there since I went with you guys. Because
Really?
my mom, she was talking with her and we ended up swimming there. And I remember when I was swimming there, I was just thinking of when you and I would, and you're obviously your brothers too, we would all swim there. And I remember we threw like army men in the pool and we'd go dive for them. I remember that specifically. That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
I think my number one memory I have is when we went to Branson. There was a summer you left, but it was obviously before us. It was for the 4th of July. And your mom, my sister, and Donovan were running a 5K. And we went to the Branson Landing that morning.
Yeah, I remember.
And we sat on the fountains playing Clash of Clans. You got me back into Clash of Clans back then. And I actually play now, which is funny. But
you do. I'm on and off with it sometimes.
Exactly. I remember we did that and we were just like, it was so nice out and we were by the fountains. And I think we had like pancakes that your mom had made with like whipped cream, like a really good breakfast. And then the most fun part is when we came back. You remember your dirt bike?
Yeah.
Yeah, you taught me how to ride that, and we were riding around that trail. But I remember the first time I rode it, I went up on the curb. I didn't know how to stop, and I was going down your road into that, that section, the road that goes like this, and then your house is like there, and then it goes down.
Yeah, there's like a big like ditch.
I was going down that road, and I didn't know how to stop, and I went over the curb, and I thought I was gonna like fall. I just remember that, and we rode around that. That was really fun.
Yeah, that dirt bike is fun. I miss that.
When'd you get rid of that?
We had it for a while. Yeah, we brought it up to Nebraska, and we had it for probably like 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And we have ATVs now, and it was kind of made for smaller. Like it became kind of small once we got bigger. So we ended up selling it like 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah, but that makes sense. Yeah, that was so much fun. I remember that.
Yeah.
There's a bunch like small ones I can just remember off the top of my head. But we'd probably be talking for like an hour if we were talking about all that.
There's a lot of things.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. So man. So that'll probably wrap it up. Thank you again for coming on. It was good to catch up with you a little bit, talk to you.
Yeah, thank you. It was great.
Hoping, maybe we can get like, I've seen Daniel obviously be kind of a star quarterback. Be cool to get him on a podcast.
Get him on here for sure.
Yeah, if you help me put in a good word,
Yeah, I could. Do you have his number? I could send you his number too.
I have his Instagram, I think. I don't really use it though, but I mean, his number might be better. Yeah. Maybe he'll watch this and be like, man, that looks like fun.
Yeah, I know. Donovan told me about that you had a podcast a few months ago, actually. So
I follow him on Instagram too. I'm pretty sure. So he probably seen it from that. Yeah, man. So obviously the links will be on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, also on YouTube. I can send you it so you can watch and listen. We'll upload it tomorrow. But yeah, thank you guys for watching episode 17. It was a fun one. Drew, best of luck, with college, and let's stay in touch, man.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome, man. Have a good rest of your day.
You too. Thank you.
See ya.